Pick up the bread after dropping it on the floor. Yeah, this is why I don't go to Subway. Subway has a lot of gross practices. I remember I had a case study for them in business school at some point. I was like, ooh, I don't think I ever want to eat Subway again. There was one exception. I ate the Subway on campus because the Subway on campus was run by the school and they had very different rules. They were very strict about it. So I would eat subs when I was in college at school, but that was it. I wouldn't eat them anywhere else.
I mean, with a Reinhardt, it makes sense.
France wants to play point, and Denmark wants to go fishing.
And the reason they had all these strict rules is because a lot of us were taught that a case study. So you're like, yeah, there's a Subway on campus, but it's different because it's on campus. It's run differently.
Meanwhile, I'm just interested in Shockwave. Where is Shockwave looking for those arrows right now? Because otherwise, France does have an advantage on the point. Denmark, they are reliant on the Hanzo getting value. Doge goes in. Immortality Field forced out early. Not a bad start here from France, but Shockwave! He was going fishing, and that time he found FD God. Hold him on up, sets up Denmark, but gets punished by Nico in turn. Not quite the 5v4 Denmark was hoping for after that.
Guys, my bread's bread. Yeah, they also have their bread was like classified as cake in a lot of countries or something like that. Was it Ireland? I don't remember what country it was.
Dropping that shield there is actually just like, here you go, Pack, have some charge. Gets to beam down these walls, and this Symmetra play
Indeed, you are cake.
To deal with. Denmark is going to be able to come back in, but they have to wait for Doge. The Blizzard might be able to clear some things up for him, but France in full control.
Denmark versus France. No, we were talking about Never mind.
Way more consistent. Denmark is pretty much entirely reliant on Shockwave landing a pickoff, whereas France, they just need to play well and coordinate around the point. Also, the shatter could be big for Benbest. You see the Symmetra shield going on down. Benbest playing here.
We use the dirty cheese in the food catchers. Ew.
No shatter for Benbest.
You know what the worst part of that is?
Shuts down any hope.
You know what the worst part of that is Subway. I mean, sorry, Domino's buys its cheese from the government at an extremely low cost. So it already has extremely large profit margins on cheese. It's like very big. That's why for years, I've talked about this before. That's why for years, and it probably still does, if you order Domino's online before you check out, it will always ask you, would you like extra cheese on everything, like your pizza, cheesy bread, whatever it is. They'll always ask you, do you want extra cheese? The reason for that is because they buy it from the government for really cheap, and so they can basically sell it to you for like, extra cheese for $1, and then they make like 98 cents on that dollar.
Yeah, Pack will come and get his back as Naga does troll out.
So basically, the U.S. government instituted years ago this program where they would buy excess milk from farmers because farmers were dumping their extra milk in the fields. And why are you lying? Almost everyone uses cheese from Leprino.
Well, what as close as it can
fuck
be
is
so
that?
Far, Denmark is in control of the point, and they will just happily invite someone in.
But basically, yeah, farmers were dumping their excess milk in fields to keep the price up because supply and demand. There was so much supply that the prices were going down, and so the farmers weren't making any money on milk. They were losing money on milk. So they started dumping all their milk in the fields to keep the price up. And the government was like, whoa, 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 stop doing that. We'll buy it from you for like cheap. And so they bought all excess milk from farmers.
Government cheese?
A little bit of a
call it federal cheese.
Thanks to 5, dude. Like a slightly cheaper value. But then the government had to figure out what are they going to do with all this extra milk. And so they turned it into cheese and butter. And that's how you have the famous cheese caves. Because there's tons of excess butter and milk. Butter and cheese that was converted from milk that was bought from dairy farmers that were trying to keep the price up.
And it's Slay with 2 as Denmark hang on and they take the round.
May throughout the tournament, and there is a big reason.
Crash singles aren't even that bad on grilled cheese. Yeah, I mean, sure, I'll give you that. But honestly, real American cheese is better. It takes longer to cook. You have to do it slower for the good quality, but it tastes better.
traying out. Both teams.
American cheese nasty as fuck. I promise you, you haven't had actual American cheese. Like, there's no way to hate it. It's just, it's too smooth. Like, if you like any type of cheese that at all, there's just like, I can't imagine you not liking it. Like, I can imagine you having preferences, but I actually can't imagine not liking it. It's just, it's so mild, I guess, is a good word for it.
Right now, but hey, stays alive. Ventus though gets caught. Denmark tank advantage. Now pushing it to the point. France didn't get that first control, and as a result, you see Denmark
Smooth like ice cream. Yeah, it's very smooth.
Cleaning up the rest of France. Very close fight.
I promise you've never had real Swiss cheese. Okay, but I've had Swiss cheese, and maybe it's not quote-unquote real by your standard, but there's a bigger difference between something that's literally can't be classified as a cheese because it's a cheese byproduct, and you being a little bit snobby. It's like, well, true cheese only comes from here. It's like, all right, well, that's like the difference between saying something store brand and, you know, name brand. Yeah, sometimes it tastes a little bit different, but, you know, the premise is still kind of there.
Showing up in the kill feed.
Window, Hanzo, always scary, needs to be respected. Naga goes down, and this puts a lot on Shockwave and Doge to keep this going. Maybe Doge uses the Annihilation.
Not denying it's not good, though.
Yeah, okay,
Bet it is.
for it. Denmark not giving up.
Just saying, like, different worlds, I think.
Doge in turn.
My opinion.
Annihilation down. Sound barrier still in
A lot of store brand names the exact same product. Yeah, I know, but not all of them are.
The way this is going down,
I'll give you a good example. American cheese is another great example. I think Land O'Lakes is like probably the best American cheese. And then if you get like, I don't know, like Stop and Shop brand, it's kind of like, it tastes a little funny. And you're like, what the, it tastes a little like, not plasticky, but almost like
Dragon is not always perfect.
different. It tastes a little off.
But it does get you through doorways that can be tough. And
it's not as smooth,
if France
you
wants
know?
to hold right here, then Shockwave's Dragons can
A little
be able
different.
to clear it out, and then maybe play on the points and let Naga's Blizzard hold down.
Yeah, I mean, the best use of
True, mayo's a good example. I have the hottest mayo take of all time. I think all mayo except Kane's mayo is disgusting. Not even. Maybe I won't use the word disgusting. That's a little strong. It definitely isn't good though.
The counter dive from Denmark is way more devastating.
Like people like Hellman's, like people unironically like Hellman's mayonnaise. Like, bro, who hurt you?
Just baited by that Hanzo. Like it looks,
and Hanzo still didn't die, by the way.
it looks
Dukes is good down south. I ordered Dukes and I had it and I didn't think it was that good. I thought it was better than Hellman's, but it wasn't that good.
The Shockwave and a really good response by the rest of Denmark to get over there and.
It was probably the second best I've had, but still gapped. Mayo is gross though. Nah, you can't be named Trash Panda and not like Mayo. Trash Panda's like everything, and Mayo is good.
Not gonna get away, and that's such an uncontested tank kill that
Mayo cap. That they laugh.
Window, you're down your tank.
Stop. Oh man.
I think he hopes Shockwave gets a pick, but okay, you're down Kellex. Now it's time to go.
I mean, it was dueling windows early on, and as I mentioned in our preview, like, Reviews has been quietly a very, very strong path, and gets another kill towards the end. France is going to go for this and stagger.
Dude, I thought that was a Pharah.
Again, taking down his counterpart. Reviews with another
new
kill.
mobility.
Like, I
thought it was a damn Pharah. Jesus Christ.
You know, replay viewer, Blizzard, please. Watching some of this Baptiste, and just because I feel like the damage aim has to be so high. I cursed him. That's 100% on
the
me.
scouting arrow that also is bloodthirsty. No BAP for France. France
I know they apologize. Like I cursed him. Fuck, that's on me.
They start with the Blizzard, the buy time. Nico hoping for help. FD God uses the beats, and I mean France is burning everything here.
Make your own mayo. I'm sure making your own would probably taste delicious.
Doge walks forward. Shockwave might be gone, but there is no stopping Doge on the follow through.
It's a family fucking friendly stream. True. Watch your fucking language. God, don't make me warn you again, chat.
From France, and now we
Keep
are
it PG fucking 13.
Final fight.
Okay. At max.
You know, coincidence would have it. It's probably going to come down to a shatter again.
Well, Nico's out of the fight, so the shatter is going to have to be big. Goes for it. This time knocks down two. One of them, Naga. Doge. Low HP. Is Doge going to get out alive? Doge just holding up the arms for dear life. Stays alive. Shockwave, though, under pressure. Caught by Reviews. The damage BAP himself. Denmark, though, they've recaptured the point. It's 99 to 99. Doge under pressure.
Do you have a honey mustard preference? Yo, let me put you on the good shit. Ready? You have a Wegmans near you? Wegmans has its own store brand made honey mustard that's made with real honey. It's very, very thick. Fire.
They need it most. That is round 3 in the cards. I don't even know who in Denmark can get back in touch, and the answer is no one. What the other team is doing, usually a team that does this the most is going to win. France, I feel
What
like
accent
has
is
an edge
it?
in the beginning because this is what they've run the entire time, whereas Denmark is
Say
the
very?
ones that have to flex a bit here. Ben Best gets to welcome Doge into his world. No more Ram to speak of. We'll see how this pans out. Wall comes down. Looking for Doge right now is Ben Best. Takes him for a ride. However, then Immortality Field comes down. Ben Best very, very low, and yet Pack burns down Doge. France is able to disengage and stay alive even when Denmark
Pronounce
nearly
drawer
got him
for
on the
me?
ropes.
That was the biggest value immortality field like I think I've ever seen. Like 4 people down to the absolute
I have a
threshold
feeling I know.
of the emo
Oh
field.
god.
Really well played. Ben Best gonna look for a
These
little bit
casters
more
are
out here. You don't
ass. These
wanna
casters are
overcommit.
literally some of the best
Teleport
Overwatch
will go
casters have been
down,
around for
but
7+ years.
France in strong
You are
control.
literally
Already has a
smoking
window up for
crack.
reviews. Slay's gonna match him too. So really, just again, like, the question about how does Denmark re-engage? Do you try to teleport in? Do you try to just rush in? Do you speed boost in?
Well, I think they teleport in and sim ult immediately is probably what's going to happen there. But if you're France...
Not
you're like,
Achilleos?
that's
Dude, I
exactly
miss the
right.
Wolf and
Teleport,
Achilleos
sim
duo.
ult, and Daga got Nico. What? Nico
They
just
went
got
hard.
a super
They went hard.
huge benefit to Denmark if the rest stay alive. Shatter going to be up here for both Rhines. Ben Best versus Doge. The old Rhine versus Rhine battle. What's it going to be? Holding and waiting. Doge goes for the slam in the back.
Same
Ben Best
time
goes for
Shatter.
Shatter. Knocks down 2. And
Two
Pack
Rhine
there
players
on
sharing the
cleanup
same
with
brain
damage
cell.
back. Unreal
Name something
after
more
Ben Best
beautiful.
sets
You
the
can't.
table.
Yeah, I mean, it's the microwave gun. I've always said like my favorite skin would be a beekeeper, where Pack is like Symmetra's just shooting hornets out of the gun, and there's an angry swarm. Yeah, I
I
guess
got
that's.
stung on the head the other day. That actually just makes me shudder
That's
a little
right. I
bit.
forgot you told me that hornet story. Didn't mean to reignite your trauma there.
I crumpled to the floor on my knees like my favorite team just lost a match after it happened. It was bad. I'm wearing a hat anytime I go outside from here on out.
So Denmark trying to get back in here. They're going to take the high ground, and oops, Blizzard over top.
Those are top. I don't know if it's going to be the most effective. We'll see. Shockwave goes down.
That was an
immediately.
interesting play.
Guts comes off in off the side. Again, Pack. Pack is Mr. Consistent right now. Constant damage coming out for France. Of course, dies as soon as I say that, but FD God more than willing to pick up the scraps. 85% to 17%. Denmark running out of time here on map 1 as France is looking remarkably solid.
Yeah, they're going to get back in, but I don't think it's going to be perfect necessarily. I think they use teleporter just
Oh,
to get
my
to this
food's
point,
about to
and
be
then they'll try up
here.
Uh,
top again.
They need somehow to get like really, really good window value. Like the best window value ever. Window comes down. Blizzard still being built as we see the wall out from Pack. And the wall just gives France a huge edge in the fight as Pack continues beaming it down.
Yeah, a nice beat there too.
Poor
and then
Slay.
they go
Slay
to the
got
top line to
slayed.
take out Slay. That's like all
I feel like
of
it's
the
tough
game.
going for the
Most
full mirror.
importantly, the immortality field.
What do you
the
mean?
Utility of that.
Like, Ben
France
wants to
with
play the
Ben
Rhine-
Best on the ground,
Rhine versus Rhine matchup.
winning the Rhine
Oh, like them
games.
playing into them?
Has to
Yeah,
go
like-
down to
like
Rhine.
Ben
They
wants
have
that
to
play
mirror each
style.
other. I think
Yeah.
they're like France, so
I should have got some
they
chips.
take out the
I shoulda
ground
got some
tanks are
chips.
out. We're in a diva territory.
I should have got
On
some chips.
paper, Nico versus
I
Shaxx
fucked
is a
up.
Tracer mismatch. I feel like
I fucked up.
Shaxx's highs
Bad.
on Tracer historically are so much higher than Nico's on this hero that Nico's gonna have a tough job. We'll see if Nico rises to the occasion, but this is something you have to look at Denmark and be bullish about.
So far, just poking around. No kills just yet. No even real permanent damage yet. Shaxx getting checked. All right.
Shaxx versus Nico here on the corner. Both Tracers fighting it out. Nico gonna go back to the side, leaving the health pack for later. Now coming back over. Both teams filling each other out right now. No hard commits just yet. Shockwave getting low, has to TP out. Mostly worried about building EMP now. A little bit of pressure on Nico. Nico returning the favor. Here comes Shaxx. Nico getting forced out a bit. It is the duel of DPS down here as Nico under heavy fire, getting spored by
Good
FD
call.
God all the
Good
while.
call.
Nemo-
Very good
Nemo-
call.
Meanwhile,
Smart.
Nemo was
farm.
able to get Slay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Hanzo fishing successful. So Avo on here, and getting Ana just gives France so much more presence because Denmark has to back out. You don't want to be too aggressive while you're down your Ana.
No, I mean, you just don't have the healing, especially the ranged healing. So
The
you
double
can't go
stake
in for
was
a
the way to
dive and
go.
expect to get
Holy
heals.
shit.
The packs from the Brig only last for so long. So gonna use this opportunity to try to get 2 ticks onto the point at the very least.
Alright. Nico setting up, already used bomb, not getting much. Meanwhile, bomb out from Shax, also not getting much as Wolf just mows down 2, finds the opening off the nano. And that's going to delay France here. I mean, France got some progress on the point, but Denmark is healthy enough that it's just time to back out.
Nano Diva is like deceptively bursty, like with the rockets and then the jump jets. Like, yeah, Wolfeg will take another on the way out. Nico will barely stay alive. That's a full reset from France. And, you know, Blizzard World is so deceptive on the offense that you think, like, oh, things are going fine. There's 90 seconds left. There's only 90 seconds left for France. Like, they have to pull this off. And it's like, it's because it's such a long setup. It feels like you have to win 2 fights to be able to win first point.
Yeah, I mean, also there's a lot of poking. Neither team was hard committing, so it was just like a long fight without a true winner. I mean, the thing that gave France their progress was just one
Double
pick.
stake
It wasn't
was the
a full
way
team
to
wipe,
go.
and Shockwave, 25 HP, just barely gets out. Poco going for a nap at the meanwhile. This EMP, though, could be the difference maker as Denmark sets up. There's still going to be 2 fights, even if this is quick in all likelihood. But for now, all intrigue on Shockwave. Going for the hack on the health pack. Waiting and waiting. It's a long, long setup here, Hex, as both teams feel each other out. But you know that EMP's a-coming. The question is when. There it goes. The Bionade right after. Avo and Poco in a little bit of trouble. FD God got super low, but stays alive. Not for long, though. Shax finishes off. Bomb from Shax on the Nico, establishing dominance with 40 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Shax got FD God during the rally. They would have loved to keep that alive, unable to do so. Denmark does empty the bank here on their defense, so use pretty much everything to self-destruct the rally. It all came out. They will have a nano here, but France...
Really thinks the 4 months away.
Nano of their own very likely from Poco. Like,
This world is such a good map.
France
I'm not a
will
big
have
fan
more
of it,
ultimates,
actually.
but they're not necessarily better. It's pretty much just going to be nano versus nano.
All right. Avo here, Deadeye, good to go. France looking for any way in, 5 seconds left. They have to touch the point. Meanwhile, it's that Bionade looks thick in the back, and the
Damn.
follow from Shax. Unbelievable.
Holy shit, rolled him.
Meanwhile, back on the point, what miracles could be in store for France? It is looking grim. Overtime ticks down, and that is a first point hold coming out from Denmark.
You'd think you want to run like a Mercy with this too to boost it, but...
Here we go. On it, looking, and done.
Why do you want 150 ammo when you just have
It's gonna
unlimited?
work one time out of a million, and maybe I guess it's worth it.
Just
so.
manage your cooldown bar. Smile.
We just have to hold out hope for that one time to make all the setup worth it. But we got the May Sombra, kind of a interesting setup. It's kind of makes sense though for Denmark here, Hex, where remember they only need point A and they don't even need all of it. So you can run something that's a little bit slower and to just get that
Wait
one
floors.
fight.
No.
It's a rush sustain, so they're going to rotate around and just try to like
Oh,
bully
wait, Alex
onto
thinks
this
the 2-1.
high ground
We sure
rather
did.
than like dive onto it or launch logs from a distance. You see also the Sombra setting up on behind, so like when they do get a hack, they might boost into this. Going to wait out this anti-nade though.
Yeah, the fall through's not going to be there. Also, the fact that they get EMP eventually, I feel like Denmark is just set up for the long game here. Not to say that they couldn't win this first fight outright with Poco in real trouble, loses the neck, isn't able to get out in time. However, already 50% to repack, Poco deadly in the Pilot Diva. However, with no tank in play, Avo goes down, FD God gets caught, and Denmark says, yeah, the long game is all good, but have you heard about winning first fight?
It's a really nice setup. You can tell it's a set play. The big rotation to the right side, and then the waiting it out. They got antied a couple times. It didn't really matter. They waited out, then they speed into the top, and speeding in with a May and a
Favorite
Ramatra
plugging
is able
streamer.
to take over the top. They catch Poco out, and with no tank there,
This is 250,
and then
45
it's
bits.
just easy cleanup for the Sombra. So just a beautiful set play. You see exactly why they chose that map.
Naga is the best May player for Denmark. And the fact that we go to this map in particular that has so many good spots for May makes sense.
Right.
Meanwhile, you look at what France is running. They brought Ben Best back.
I give that
Again,
mad respect.
up
I
close
couldn't
and
do it.
personal map where May is
Yeah.
good. That
Let me-
means Ryan is good. So yeah, these
yeah.
swaps make sense.
Let me eat all my words and be like, yeah, this actually does totally make sense for France because it is the most closed in of all of the push maps. Like you think
Are you let you die in a
is
game?
wide open. This is the exact opposite, especially this hallway.
Honestly,
And it's,
That was the
and
double.
kind of sounds like you were feeding.
It is also a map where like high ground and long range hit scan can come into play. So Shockwave on the Ash is going to be interesting, but it is less consistent value. But yeah, I'm completely wrong because it's been a long.
What, to
day,
help
but
him?
this-
Yeah, it
this
sounds like
makes
you fed,
perfect
though.
Sense for France and France's playstyle.
Two things to give to Craggy. Appreciate it.
Also, that was the
K-pop was
the
feeding?
two out there.
Agreed.
Pack and Nico
Agreed.
just combined for the super
Giant
quick pickup
feeder.
on Naga. Gave France the initiative here to start things off. Now, we got a little Hanzo versus Ash on the outskirts. Payload moving forward. Denmark wall already down. I like how France is playing this year so far. Denmark, though, they're going to pick a moment and just dive in. Although, as I said,
Holy shit.
what about France picks the moment? It goes on in as Ben Best catches Shockwave.
Dude, FD gun sometimes just makes the scariest plays on Lucio.
From Nico.
Like,
And
you can't tell what
it's
he's
not the
doing.
flashiest
Like,
engage, but it's enough
so
to
much
set
shit's
the
happening
tone
on the
and they get
screen.
Naga.
But he's is honed in on someone and he doesn't miss. It's
Another kill
crazy.
on the way out as they should be able to clean up Doge here, and Pac will escort him out with
Striker,
an
by the way,
arrow,
thanks to
and
Gifty. Appreciate
this
it.
might end up just being forward spawns right away, just based on how staggered those kills ended up being.
Yeah, and I mean, this is where you don't want to be if you're Denmark. You don't want to be this far behind. I mean, they brought it back yesterday. You stop and think. They've
was someone
already
else's.
done one big push comeback in the
I just heard a
tournament,
car
but
alarm going off and
France
it
is
sounded
playing
like
so
my
clean
trucks,
right now,
but
it might have to be
I think
two
someone has a
if
similar one.
Denmark wants to stay undefeated. As France is already at 62 meters. Denmark just looking for a way in. He had to swap Shockwave over to the Hanzo. So Hanzo v
What's up,
Hanzo
Punk?
here. And Pac finds
Overwatch is getting
Shockwave
cringier and
early
cringier.
once more.
Username
Into the
checks out.
immortality field. And Denmark is hurting. Window or no. France looking healthy. Benbest drops a shatter. Don't even think it was needed. And this is the Pac show right now.
I mean, just really good ultimate staggers out from France. They drop the window early on as Denmark's sitting on the high ground, just daring them to come down, like putting in a ton of damage so that Denmark has to hide away. Eventually, Denmark has to drop down onto the payload, but it's just a couple of people, so they get cleaned up unceremoniously. The dragon comes out, and yeah, France just dominant at this moment in time. Denmark may
can't
be able
lose
to
this
take
next
this fight.
fight.
Well, Denmark has a blizzard and an annihilation, so if they lose this next fight, that's just horrendous.
Well, they've already used the Annihilation, and France was able to mostly disengage from it. Beat is in reserve. Naga nearly falls. France is looking incredible right now. The Blizzard comes out here from Naga. Benbest gets frozen, and it's Shockwave catches Nico. FD God still used the beat, and Pac here on the flank. No way Pac turns this fight as well, right? Like, look at this here in the side. I don't think that's going to happen, but there is the possibility. Beat has gone out already from Kellex. Reviews find Slay. France holding in there. Pac is finally hunted down. It takes the veteran Kellex to finally do it, and that was a must-win fight from Denmark. It was, essentially over if they had lost.
Yeah, they had to, and they're
Who's in
not
charge
even
of
gonna get a
POVs?
percentage point back as France is going to get right
Some
back
DPS
in
player.
here. Reviews has a window up yet again. I mean, it's the players that are kind of newcomers that are not the Overwatch League players that have been carrying.
I bet it'll
France through a
change
lot
next
of
week.
these
They'll probably have like a
fight
production meeting, be like, hey, people,
Window
and give them
for
feedback that they want to see more
review.
tank and support POV.
Right now, looking for anything. Benbest does not care. Nico finds Slay. Dragon though from Shockwave comes out, gets one, but that's all it's gonna get is Pac immediately punishes. Pac is
Damn.
so impressive. It is unreal.
Benbest is fucking
what
so
Pac
good.
is doing right now for France, and that robot's gonna take a jog in the wrong direction for Denmark.
Yeah, and if you've been watching any of France so far, this should not surprise you. Pax Hanzo is not only does it get like the kills immediately, but it's always in clumps, 2 and 3 kills. Like the consistency of this Hanzo is what separates it.
Oh my god, that was
Oh, he
disgusting.
still got a trade on that play of all things. Shatter
Big
into
slam?
Benbest. It's looking for Doge, who's mid-annihilation. Immortality field comes up. Doge under pressure.
Wait, did they just question mark his own team's slam?
Feels for Doge, but it comes to an end. Doge
That's tough, dude.
falls. Benbest and FD God power it on through. Nico still looking healthy, looking for Kellex, drops a wall. Shockwave is able to get one as FD God went out of his way to hunt down his counterpart. And look at where we are now. France is dominating.
It's about as good as it gets, 0% for Denmark, and it has just been trying to avoid Pack. I mean, even when they get trades, it doesn't matter. FD got, like, I think what turned the last fight absolutely is Nico's Blizzard too. He's been kind of quiet as Pack's been the one lighting up the kill feed, but Denmark has almost nothing to stop this. They might have to just wait and hopefully they get a Blizzard, but the Annihilation value hasn't been there.
Shockwave gets picked on Empty God. It's a decent start, but when you're down the map, it doesn't feel as good. Window here from
I'm saving the rest of
This
this
is
for
a
later.
pretty aggro window on the flank. Ventus, meanwhile, catches Naga.
Should be fine, right?
Pack, though, down. They got rid of the monster, but France is still in a way better position.
Well, the glass on this map has been a point of contention for a lot of people, but Reviews uses it to his benefit right there, hopping in and out of the map and gets a kill for his trouble. Benbest has a Shatter. Shatter against this composition. Pretty good. It's gonna be like, if you don't wall it and you don't have the perfect Ramatra wall, it should get some value.
Benbest has had pretty darn good shatters this series if Naga hasn't stopped them. And as I say that, Benbest just gets focused on down, doesn't have the opportunity to drop the shatter. Probably the best look Denmark has had all map long. And now you got to think public enemy number one, kill Pack. Don't let him flip it. Please deal with Pack as Doge goes, I got this. Treats him to the well-toned bicep. And we got Denmark back in it. Their first points on the board here, Hex, with only 3.5 minutes left to go and a long way to go.
Yeah, first progress on
France
the
has just been
board
popping this
for
game? Oh, yeah.
Denmark. As you mentioned, 3.5 minutes, but it has been all France so far. Still holding on a Shatter, still going to have a Blizzard coming in next, and
France has looked real good
really,
this series.
It's just been a giant difference between the Hanzos, and Shockwave's not a bad Hanzo. Speaking of, gets the ults.
Look at how hard it is to land a Shatter in this. It's fucking impossible. Every time it looks for one, wall immediately.
France, still a winnable fight if they drop the beat, but they lose Nico. Now it's not quite as simple. Pack though, finds Shockwave. Still a fight, very much in Denmark's favor, and FD God just hanging on to the beat all the while. Kind of makes sense in this situation.
Shatter to bait out wall. Yeah, real honestly.
Been really good as they had already forced out support ultimates from Denmark. So now finally some good progress going on. Doge has not gotten any value out of this Annihilation. You're gonna have to change that. Wall comes up.
Yeah, wall comes out early, and Denmark, they have a lot to go through here. I mean, France can slow play this and play the drain time off the clock and win. Like, Denmark has to be perfect beyond just winning fights. Like, the ult economy also has to be magnificent, and they can't have anyone get picked off by Pack.
It says I look at things in chat and I
you
just
see
laugh.
this from France. They know they don't put push forward. They don't be the aggressor.
They're just
Like,
chilling right
yeah.
now. It's completely okay. It's like, we'll do this all day. Like, but here we go. Initiation. Doge on the way in. Opens with Annihilation. France withstanding a lot of it. FD God still hanging on to the beat. Blizzard comes out from Nico. Gives his life for it. Shockwave finds reviews. Pack, though, still a threat. Has found one, and it's Pack again. Keeping France in the fight with 3. A minute 42 left to go. And Denmark is
a little bit of everything.
trouble.
You get some tinfoil hats. You get a
trades
little bit
too
of
early on. Nico gave his life trying to get Blizzard
delusional
off to
hats.
mitigate
You get
some
some
Doge's
interesting ones.
Annihilation.
You get some
Doge
dumb
does get,
hats.
Nico in turn for it, but France has the perfect composition to just kind of play that defensively, right? You just wait. You have to run into a hail of arrows. You have to run
Rossi
into
thinks
a
the prime?
Mei and a Rhine.
Brody
Not
thinks the prime
ideal.
months.
So taking the lead early on in Coliseum is so important, especially for this composition. And France is going to be fine to just chill. And we're nearing just a minute left on the clock, ZP.
Well, the key is don't chill too much as Naga comes in here at the Blizzard. The one thing Denmark needs to be big into the next fight.
Top
Pack,
flats.
under pressure.
So, dude.
Low HP poked on back. It's speaking of Blizzard. It's caught Benbest. He didn't
5
bring
months.
the jacket.
Feeling
Denmark,
kinda sleepy now after
exactly
that.
what they needed here. The exact appropriate amount of investment. Just the Blizzard. A clean
A little bit
team
sleepy.
fight with 45 seconds. Could Denmark do the comeback on push 2 days in a row? They've given themselves the best shot.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, it always is tough to come back on push, right? But this one is looking like 2, at least, maybe 3 perfect fights, whereas France is just banking ultimates. I want to see if Reviews can be the clutch god again on the Baptiste. The window is ready. You can't lose Benbest here, though. He's a little bit caught out. The Dragon's going to free him up.
Dueling Dragons, Benbest low after the shatter. Very, very low. Stays alive. Immortality field down. Kelix drops the beat. any follow through to be found here. They get
Gotten the
cut
chips, it
point,
would have
but
been
that's
nap
not what
time for
matters. They need
sure.
a team
Okay, dude.
Fight, win. Benbest going for the charge, looking for Calyx, booped away. Benbest under a lot of heavy pressure here. Can Denmark complete it? Can they get rid of Benbest here and now? Benbest staying alive as Pac finds Doge. Benbest stays alive for long enough. Calyx and Shockwave trying off, and the robot is not
Wait, they
kept
forgot.
in progress.
They forgot.
France.
They didn't realize Cart was moved because Benbest was sitting there.